Let me take you back to 1863. There was a boy, a young man by the name of Howard Kelly. Picture this, a poor boy barely scraping by, selling goods door to door, just to get through school. Each day he worked tirelessly, knocking on doors, hoping for a sale. But more often than not, he left with little more than a bit of change in his pocket. But today was different. Today, after a long day of hard work, Howard had no money for food. He was hungry, so hungry, and it seemed like every door he knocked on was closed. But he wasn't ready to give up. He kept pushing forward. And then he stood in front of a house, and for some reason he had the hope that maybe, just maybe, this one would be different. He rang the bell. And when the door opened, he didn't ask for a meal, not yet. He wasn't sure if he could ask for that. Instead, he asked for something simple, something he thought he could get, just a glass of water. But the woman who answered the door, well, she saw something in Howard. She saw not just a boy, but a young man who had been working hard, doing his best, going up and down these streets, trying to make an honest living. She didn't give him just water. No, she gave him something much more powerful, a large glass of milk. And when Howard finished that milk, when his hunger was satisfied, he looked up at her and asked, "How much do I owe you?" She smiled and said, "You don't owe me anything. You've helped so many people in this neighborhood, and we've been taught that kindness is repaid with kindness." And in that moment, something changed for Howard. He felt a surge of hope, a wave of energy that he hadn't felt before. He felt seen, valued. That simple act of kindness recharged him, lifted him up, and set him on the path to continue his work. A smile, a glass of milk, a few kind words. Sometimes that's all it takes. Now let me fast forward a few years. That same woman, the one who showed Howard kindness when he needed it most, fell critically ill. The doctors in her town were baffled. Her condition was rare, and nothing they tried seemed to work. Finally, they sent her to the big city, where they called in specialists. And guess who was called in to consult on her case? None other than Dr. Howard Kelly. As soon as he heard the name of the town she came from, he knew. He remembered the kindness she had shown him all those years ago. He rushed to her room, recognized her immediately, and he knew that this was his moment. This was his chance to pay her back, to show her that her kindness had not been forgotten. He gave her everything he had, everything he could. And after a long struggle, after a battle that tested them both, And here's where the story takes a beautiful turn. When the hospital bill came in, Dr. Kelly did something extraordinary. He took that bill, looked at it, and then he wrote something on the side of it. The next day, the bill was delivered to her room. She was scared to open it. She thought to herself, "This will take me a lifetime to pay off." But when she saw what was written on the side of that bill, her heart skipped a beat. It read, "Paid in full with 1 glass of milk, signed Dr. Howard Kelly." Tears of joy filled her eyes. She didn't just see a bill, she saw the universe working through the hands of people. She saw that kindness, true kindness, comes back in ways you cannot even imagine. You see, what this story teaches us is simple, yet profound. First, helping others shouldn't be about keeping score. It shouldn't be about tallying up how much good you've done or how much you've given. True acts of kindness are genuine, not transactional. They come from the heart, and they spread a ripple of positivity that transcends time and space. So, what will you do today? How will you make someone's day better? Because the truth is, the kindness you give, it will always come back to you, often in ways that surprise and uplift you.